In the shadows of Pakistan's crowded cities, one man committed crimes so horrifying that people could hardly believe the truth. A story so dark and chilling, it stretches the limits of what anyone could imagine in reality. This is the chilling account of Javed Iqbal, a name that haunts history and the nation's memory. His crimes went beyond anything authorities had ever seen, leaving even the most experienced investigators shocked. He targeted the most vulnerable children in places that families always thought were safe: streets, schools, and playgrounds. Every location became a hunting ground for his evil acts. He hid in plain sight, showing a harmless face while secretly deceiving everyone around him. His victims were young children, innocent and unaware of the danger lurking nearby at all time. For years, he carried out these horrifying acts, spreading fear silently throughout the community. When the truth finally emerged, the nation could barely comprehend the scale and cruelty of his crimes. Javed Iqbal was not just a criminal. He was a calculating mind with meticulous planning skills. His charm and deceptive behavior allowed him to lure victims without raising even the slightest suspicion. He presented himself as friendly, trustworthy, and kind to everyone who met him. Teachers, parents, and neighbors never imagined he could commit such horrific acts of evil. Behind this innocent-looking facade, a predator waited patiently, studying his next victim carefully. Over 100 innocent lives were stolen one by one, and no one could detect the danger coming. The scale and method of his crimes shocked even the most experienced and knowledgeable investigators. He never acted on impulse. Every crime was carefully planned and executed with terrifying precision. Each child was chosen with extreme care, and every act was executed with horrifying accuracy. Authorities struggled to understand how someone could hide such evil in plain sight for so long. Friends and colleagues remained completely unaware of his secret life and hidden crimes. He lived among ordinary people, concealing his monstrous deeds from everyone around him. The duality of his life baffled investigators and anyone who had once known him. How could one man commit so many atrocities without anyone noticing for so many years? This question haunted the nation for years, leaving people fearful and anxious. Every part of his life concealed a horrifying truth that no one wanted to imagine. And yet, he moved freely among ordinary people, his evil hidden behind a normal face. The victims were children, often alone and vulnerable to his carefully orchestrated schemes. They trusted adults completely, never imagining that danger was lurking so close. He exploited their innocence with careful precision, committing acts too cruel to describe. Each disappearance spread more fear throughout the entire nation and its communities. Parents began locking doors and closely watching their children at every moment. Schools and playgrounds, once considered safe, became frightening places, filled with fear. His manipulations left very few clues, making the investigation painfully slow and difficult. Families were left with unanswered questions and an overwhelming sense of heartbreak. Investigators discovered leads that frequently went cold before they could reach conclusions. Fear spread quickly, touching every corner of the communities and cities he terrorized. People began to wonder if anyone could ever stop him before more harm occurred. Innocent children were lost, leaving permanent emotional scars on the families and society. The nation struggled to comprehend the full scale of his crimes and manipulations. Victims' stories are far too tragic to ever be forgotten or ignored. Their lives ended before they could even begin to experience the world fully. The nation mourned deeply, but justice seemed distant and slow to arrive. Every case reminded everyone of hidden dangers lurking in plain sight. Authorities worked tirelessly, families suffered immensely, and fear dominated the nation. Streets felt colder, shadows became darker, and trust in the community began to erode. Parents and neighbors grew increasingly suspicious of everyone around them. Even simple walks to school became experiences filled with anxiety and fear. All the while, the criminal remained carefully hidden, blending into society. His cunning and patience made him nearly impossible to catch for many years. Communities could not fathom the evil lurking quietly among ordinary people. Yet, the story of the victims demanded to be remembered by all. Their memories became a silent cry for justice and attention from authorities. Investigators were baffled by the sudden and unconnected disappearances of children. Each missing child appeared unrelated to the others, adding to the confusion. Detectives struggled to find any patterns in the chaos surrounding the crimes. The investigation grew more complex and confusing with every passing case. Authorities interviewed families, teachers, and neighbors carefully to gather clues. Yet, each lead seemed to vanish without a trace, frustrating the investigation. How could one man evade capture for so long, committing such horrific crimes? Every clue uncovered led to even more troubling questions for investigators. Time was running out, and the nation grew more terrified with each passing day. Could anyone stop this predator before more children were lost forever? Investigators faced immense pressure, working tirelessly day and night without rest. Every interview, every small clue became absolutely critical in solving the case. Yet, the criminal always stayed one step ahead of the authorities, chasing him. The mystery deepened, leaving even the most experienced detectives completely baffled. Communities lived in constant fear, unsure who to trust with their children. Parents clutched their children tightly, watching their every movement with anxiety. Every missing child added urgency and despair, making the situation even more tense. The search for answers was relentless, driven by desperation and fear of losing more. Communities banded together, looking for any clue to protect their children effectively. And still, the killer remained hidden in plain sight, undetected by all around him. As news spread, fear consumed the nation at every level and in every home. Parents grew anxious, feeling increasingly unable to protect their children from danger. Newspapers reported every detail of the case, spreading horror and disbelief far and wide. Television broadcasts brought the gruesome story into homes, shocking viewers everywhere. The public demanded answers, desperate for justice and reassurance of safety. Panic spread through cities, towns, and villages alike as fear grew daily. Schools increased security, locking doors and monitoring students carefully at all times. The monster's cunning created an invisible barrier, making justice seem almost impossible to reach. Every small lead threatened to slip away like water through fingers, frustrating investigators. The nation waited anxiously for answers that seemed increasingly impossible to find. Each passing day amplified tension and fear throughout every community and household. Families' hope dwindled, while the criminal's audacity and confidence grew even stronger. Investigators faced sleepless nights, piecing together fragments of evidence in desperation. Every small breakthrough was met with unexpected complications, delaying justice further. The search for clues was relentless, driven by desperation, urgency, and fear. Communities banded together, sharing information and looking for any clue to protect children. And still, the killer remained hidden in plain sight, blending seamlessly with society. As news spread, fear consumed the nation, touching every city, town, and village. Parents grew anxious, feeling helpless as they tried to keep children safe. Newspapers reported every detail with horror and disbelief, spreading panic further. Television broadcasts brought the gruesome story into homes, shocking viewers everywhere. The public demanded answers, desperate for justice and reassurance of safety. Panic spread through cities and villages alike as nobody knew who to trust. No one knew when or where the monster might strike next, increasing fear. Schools increased security, locking doors and monitoring students constantly for safety. Streets became quieter, shadows grew more threatening, and fear lingered in the air. Rumors and speculation added to the growing panic, making communities suspicious of everyone. Everyone wanted to understand how such crimes could occur unnoticed by society. Investigators faced immense pressure from anxious citizens demanding immediate answers. Each day without an arrest intensified the fear and the urgency to act. Yet the killer continued his secret operations unchallenged, hiding in plain sight. Trust within communities began to erode, replaced by doubt and suspicion everywhere. No place felt completely safe anymore, and fear touched every family. The scale of terror left a permanent mark on the society and its people. Children became cautious, their innocence overshadowed by fear and anxiety. Families questioned every adult in their lives, unsure who they could trust. And all the while, the criminal's audacity and cunning remained unmatched. Eventually, authorities uncovered the horrifying truth of the crimes committed. Javed Iqbal's crimes came to light in shocking and detailed revelations. Evidence revealed the unimaginable scale of his acts and the number of victims. His own writings confessed the horrifying total number of children he killed. Over 100 children lost their lives, shocking not only the nation, but the world. The nation's disbelief turned into grief, outrage, and a desperate search for justice. Every confession revealed horrors that were almost impossible for anyone to imagine. Courts worked to bring justice to the victims' families, handling each case carefully. The media reported every detail, shocking citizens both locally and internationally. People struggled to understand how one man could cause so much pain and suffering. The psychological manipulation he used left investigators stunned and disturbed. Experts studied his mind, trying to comprehend the depth of his calculated evil. How could someone be so cruel and deliberate in their actions? Each confession brought both sorrow and anger to the nation simultaneously. Families mourned, struggling to cope with the unbearable loss of their loved ones. Society faced the chilling reality of a monster living among ordinary people. The case became a landmark in criminal history, studied for years to come. Psychologists analyzed his methods, hoping to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Even today, the horror of his crimes lingers in collective memory and discussion. It serves as a warning about the darkest corners of human nature and deception. Awareness became a crucial tool against unseen evil lurking in ordinary places. Lessons were learned too late for many innocent lives that could have been saved. Memories of the victims demand that society never forget their suffering and innocence. The story remains a grim reflection of how evil can hide in plain sight. Even ordinary places can conceal unimaginable horror that goes unnoticed for years. Understanding the mind behind such acts is essential for prevention and awareness. And yet, the human spirit persists, despite tragedy, slowly rebuilding trust. Communities begin to heal, but scars from fear and loss remain visible. The victims' stories live on, serving as reminders of innocence lost too soon. Justice may have been sought, but memory preserves the horror and lessons learned. The nation began to heal gradually, but scars from the tragedy lingered. Communities slowly rebuilt trust, remaining vigilant and cautious for the future. Schools implemented strict safety measures to protect children from potential danger. Parents never stopped worrying about their children, ensuring their safety at all times. The story of Javed Iqbal became a cautionary tale for generations to come. It reminds everyone that evil can hide behind the most normal and ordinary faces. Innocence can be preyed upon anywhere without warning or expectation. Authorities improved how missing children cases are handled to prevent future tragedies. Lessons learned from this tragedy can help protect future generations of children. Psychologists continue to study these cases to understand the minds of monsters. Memorials honor the lost lives, keeping their memory alive for society. Society must remain vigilant against hidden threats to protect the innocent. Awareness is key to ensuring the safety and protection of future generations. The story serves as a chilling reminder of the depths of human depravity. Darkness can exist even in ordinary familiar places that seem safe. Parents, teachers, and communities must stay alert to any signs of danger. True crime stories reveal lessons often ignored until it is tragically too late. Even the smallest details and observations can prevent future tragedies from occurring. The victims' memories demand vigilance, awareness, and protective action. Society must learn from the horrors of the past to prevent repetition.
Lessons carried forward in Pakistan.
Their stories can educate and protect others. We remember them to honor their innocence, courage, and the lives taken. Knowledge and awareness are the strongest tools society has against hidden threats. True crime teaches lessons about deception, trust, and the dangers of blind faith. The memory of these events guides communities towards safer practices and vigilance. Never underestimate the power of vigilance in protecting the most vulnerable. Even one small act of awareness can save innocent lives from danger. History reminds us that evil often hides behind ordinary, unsuspecting faces. The story of Javed Iqbal will never be forgotten in the annals of crime. And it challenges us to stay informed, cautious, and vigilant every single day. The crimes were horrifying, but understanding them is vital for preventing repetition. Awareness helps protect the innocent from similar threats in the future. True crime stories reveal the complexity and darkness of human nature. They teach crucial lessons about vigilance, trust, and deception in society. Javed Iqbal's story will never be forgotten for its calculated evil and horror. We remember the victims, honoring their short lives and lost potential. Communities can prevent future tragedies through awareness and collective vigilance. Safety is strengthened by knowledge, caution, and proactive measures. If you found this story compelling, please like this video to support awareness. Subscribe and share to honor the victims and help educate others for future safety.